All right, let's do some problems. We're going to do x over 9 plus 1 over 6 equals 2/3. We need the least common multiple of 3, 6, and 9. To do that, I'll take the largest number, 9, times 1 is 9. That does not work for 6. 9 times 2 is 18. That works for 9, 6, and 3. So now I'm going to take every fraction and multiply it by the least common multiple of 18. X over 9 times 18 reduces to 2 and 1. 2 times x, 2x. 1 6 times 18 reduces to 3 and 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 2/3 times 18 reduces to 6 and 1. 2 times 6 is 12. Now we simply solve for x. Subtract 3 from both sides. 2x equals 9. I'm sorry, my 3 got messy over there. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 9 over 2. Let me try number 3 on the worksheet. 2x minus 1. I'm using x's all the time. Sorry. X plus 2 over 4 plus 1/3. Least common multiple. Again, I'll use my biggest number, 6. 6 times 1 is 6. That does not work for 4. 4 does not go into 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 goes into 6, 4, and 3. We'll have to be a little more careful on this one. 2x minus 1 over 6 times 12. That reduces to 12 and 1. I'm sorry, to 2 and 1. 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. X plus 2 over 4 times that, 12. 12 and 4 reduced to 3 and 1. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 2 is 6. 1/3 times 12, that reduces to 4 and 1. 1 times 4 is 4. I will combine like terms. 4x minus 2 equals 3x plus 10. I will solve for x, so I will plus 2 to both sides. That tells me 4x equals 3x plus 12. Again, I apologize, I run out of space on this thing. I will minus 3x from both sides. X equals 12. What if we have an x squared in our equation? That's a plus. So first we know that the 2 isn't a fraction, but it's really just hiding over a 1. Now let's find the least common multiple. I'll start with the biggest number, 4. And I say, does 4 work for 4, 2, and 1? Absolutely it does. So my least common multiple here is 4. Take each fraction times the LCM. Here the 4's cancel, leaves me with just an x squared. Negative 3x over 2 times 4. 4 and 2 reduce, 2 and 1. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6x. And 2 over 1 times 4 is just 8. Now we notice x squared, x squared, x squared. So when we have just an x, we set x, we put the numbers on one side, the x on the other side, we solve for x. Here we have x squared. So I need it to equal 0, and luckily it already does, but equal 0 is important. Now we factor. So I do my list for 8, 1 and 8, 2 and 4. The plus sign in front of the 8 tells me my signs have to be the same. The minus sign in front of the 6 tells me that we need to be the same, as in they both need to be negative. And this is the row that adds to my negative 6. Since there's no number in front of the x squared, it's just x minus 2, x minus 4. Set each one of those equal to 0. X minus 2 equals 0, so x equals 2. X minus 4 equals 0, so x equals 4. So there's my answer. X equals 2 and 4. X parentheses x minus 1 all over 3 equals x plus 1 all over 2. Again, we need LCMs. LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. Multiply every, well, I can just actually write it. I'm going to multiply this side by 6 and this side by 6. I'll just write it like that so I don't have to rewrite everything. I see that my 3 and 6 reduced to a 2 and a 1. That's a 2. I apologize for that. Let me see if I can write it neater. 6 and 3 reduced to a 2 and a 1. 2 times x is just 2x. 6 and 2 reduced to a 3 and a 1. And again, make sure you distribute. 3 times x plus 1 is 3x plus 3. Let's eliminate these parentheses by distributing. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times negative 1 is negative 2x. What's my rule when I have an x squared? When I have an x squared, I need everything to equal 0. So I will minus 3x from both sides. That gives me 2x squared minus 5x equals 3. And then I will subtract 3 from both sides. And that gives me 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 equals 0. Now that I have an x squared, I need the factor. I have a number in front of the x squared, so it's 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. That's how I make my list. Negative 3 tells me signs are different. Negative 5 tells me the negative sign is in the big column. And this is the row that adds to negative 5. Since I have a number in front of x squared, I either have to do the window method or the break in half method, and you know I will do the window method. 2x squared and negative 3 from my original equation go here. 1x and negative 6x from my list go there. Now I'm looking for greatest common factors. Greatest common factor of 2x squared and negative 6x is 2x. Of 1x and negative 3 is a positive 1. Of 2x squared and x squared is x. And of negative 6x and negative 3 is negative 3. There I get my parentheses, 2x plus 1, x minus 3 equals 0. And if I solve for x, or 2x equals negative 1, x equals negative 1/2, I'm running out of room, x minus 3 equals 0, x equals 3. So there are my answers, x equals 3, and x equals negative 1/2. So again, we're going to eliminate by multiplying every fraction by the least common multiple. We're going to distribute to get rid of, right here, we distribute to get rid of our parentheses. Then we set equal to 0. Then we factor and solve.